Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial using the new Wet n Wild 40 pan eyeshadow palette, so if you'd like to see what I do, just keep on watching. When I picked up this palette, it also came with the metallic palette and this brush set. It was in a bundle that I bought it in. So I'm also going to be using these brushes, maybe not this one because I don't think even though it's like says it's for eyes, that thing is huge. Like maybe I could like set my concealer with this brush or something, but I'll be using these three for sure. And I'm thinking I kind of want to do a different technique. I've been seeing a lot of people lay down their darkest color first and then blend out to the lighter colors. So I'm going to try that technique. Hopefully it doesn't come to bite me in the butt. Yeah, so I'm going to just dive right in. Okay, so the darkest color I want to use, no, these don't have names, so I'm going to be using this dark brown shade. This is what the palette looks like when you're looking at it straight on, but I'm holding it like this just so I could show you guys better. I'm using this dark shade right here. This palette does not come with a mirror, but that's fine. You can bend back the top all the way so it's not quite as bulky. I'm just going to use a different mirror and dip into that. I'm using the P10 Wet n Wild brush. This is kind of like a stiffer pencil type brush. I do like Wet n Wild eyeshadows in their small pans, so I hope that I like these as well. Whoa, that is really dark. Okay, I'm going to lay this down in the crease. So far, pigmentation is great. I'm not getting any fallout on my face. I'm also going to place this on the outer corner here. This is so weird doing it like this for me. Also using the same brush, I'm going to run some of this on my lower lash line. I'm going to run it on about the outer half. Like so. Okay, now that I have that placed down, there was a little bit of fallout when I did my left eye, but I just used that big brush from Wet n Wild to swoop it away. So let's see, what color do I want to use next? I think I'm going to use this kind of pinky reddish tone shade right now. Having technical difficulties here with my brain, apparently. But yeah, I'm going to use this shade right here. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to switch up brushes here. I'm going to use the P15 brush from Wet n Wild. And I'm going to use that to start to buff out the edges of that brown. You know what? No, that's too light. I don't like it. We're going to wipe that brush off, and I'm going to go into this more red-orange type shade right here in the palette, and I'm going to use that to blend out that color. So far my thoughts on this technique is I'm not liking it that much. I feel like it's not blending as well as I'm used to. I mean, it's still blending, it's just taking more time. I feel like that line is so incredibly harsh. I'm going to go back into this brush and try to buff out the brown a little with no additional product on it. Looks like I'm getting a little more fallout with the red than with the brown, so that's something to note. But so far the pigment is great. I'm using that same brush and I'm going to run it on my lower lash line as well. Okay, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 5 Ivory, and I'm going to use that to cut my crease, since I'm going to do a half cut crease look. And I'm going to just use a flat brush for this, if I could find one. And for those of you who've been on my channel before and have seen my tutorials, I do have fairly hooded lids, as you can see, and they taper in on the inner corner. So I like to bring my concealer in fairly far and really high up. Normally, I lift my eyebrows because I'm quite used to putting on makeup on myself. But if you have really hooded eyes, you want to make sure the concealer is showing. Since that concealer trick where you put it on your lid and look up does not work for me, I cannot do that. But I've kind of gotten used to where I need to put it, so just make sure your eyes are relaxed and you look where you want your concealer to still show, and then just place it there and then follow the line. Okay, so this is what my eyes look like when they're nice and like brows lifted. And then when I relax them, this is kind of what you're going to see. But my eyes aren't really all that relaxed all the time, because when I talk like this and stuff, you can see how they just move naturally. So far, I think it's looking pretty good. Now I'm just actually going to use that same, no, I'm not, that brush is dirty now. Brush is fairly dirty. I'm going to use another flat shadow brush. And I want to keep this look fairly matte, so I'm going to go in with this white shade and put that all over my lid. I heard this white is really good, so I'm excited. I'm going to use that to set the concealer. That is really nice. That's one thing I found that I don't really have in many palettes, is a white, like a super nice white, and this one is very nice. Sorry if you could hear police cars or ambulances in the background. I live by a pretty main street in a really small town, so like, even though like you don't hear sirens and stuff that often, the hospital's right down the street as well, so whenever somebody gets hurt, it goes on this main street right next to my house to get to the hospital, so. Okay, I think I might run some of this on the lower lash line as well. Okay, now taking whatever's left over on that brush from before when I used the brown, I'm going to just blend these edges a little better. So I am going to be using this palette a few more times in different tutorials because I want to be able to use all of the colors and stuff, because I feel like this look is a little more on the easy, simple side with more neutral, warm tones. But I think I want to go in with this peachy type orange shade right here. It's like almost like a neon peach. And I think I'm going to take this other Wet n Wild brush, the P20. I'm going to dip into that. And then I want to put this on the lower lash line and drag it fairly far down, I think. Just to give me a little more drama. Maybe even out on the outer corners here. Just pull everything out and down. Okay, now that might be a good time to bring in this big brush to kind of blend that, because it's going pretty harsh on me. You clearly don't have to do this part if you don't want to. This is just a kind of like an artistic choice, I suppose. Now I am going in with more of that brown, and I'm going to drag out the brown a little further just to make it look a little more even. Okay, I think I do want to add some black on the corner, so I'm taking the black from the palette. I'm going to use that same brush that I used for the brown. The, what were you called? The P10. Dip that in, and I'm only going to place this on the outer corner. I'm not using too much because I don't want it to go too dramatic on me, because it's already a pretty dramatic look. Then for the lower lash line, I'm just going to use a small smudger brush to press right against the lashes on the outer corner. Okay, so I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in the shade Black, and I'm going to use that to line my lids on my upper lash line. I don't think I'm going to do a wing today, just a nice line. Okay, now for mascara, I'm going into the Butter London Double Decker Lashes Mascara, and I'm going to coat my top and the outer corner of my lower lashes. Okay, now for lashes, I'm going to go into these Valicia lashes in the style Dubai, and I'm going to pop some of those on. Okay, this is what the eye is looking like now. Okay, now to jump on to the face, I'm going to go in to the, pick up some of this stuff real quick here, all in my way. This palette is huge. I'm going to go into the Makeup Revolution All About the Bronze bronzer palette, and I'm going to mix these two shades right here to bronze up my cheeks. I'm just using a Wet n Wild angled face brush for this. Okay, now for blush, I'm going to go into the Makeup Revolution Hot Spice Blush Palette, and I think I'm going to take, I might take a combination of these two shades right here to warm up my cheeks a little more. I'm going to bring it fairly high up and merge it with the eyeshadow. And for contour, I'm going into the Profusion Cosmetics Highlight Contour Palette. I'm taking the shade Medium Chisel, which is right here. And I'm using my Luxie Small Contouring Brush, the 512, and I'm going to use that to carve out my cheeks and my jaw. Okay, now we're almost done. So for highlight, I'm going to go into the Wet n Wild Make a Glow Highlighting Palette. These are the shades. I'm going to go into the shade Blossom Glow. They do have names on the back. So this one right here. I'm taking my Wet n Wild Unicorn Highlighting Brush, and I'm going to put this on the highest points of my cheekbones. Ooh, that is extremely more intense than I was kind of going for, but okay, we'll go with it. Also going to place this on my Cupid's bow. Getting tons of glare, aren't I? I'm so sorry. Maybe the black backdrop wasn't the best choice today. It's really overcast and supposed to be snowing a bunch later on. Yay. Okay, I think for lips I'm going to go into the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lipstick in this shade Molten Chocolate Cake, which is this nice dark brownie shade. And I'm going to use that to do my lips with, obviously. So I kind of put it up a little. I don't know. It's going to be as good as it's going to get. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Here's the look once more, a little close without all the glare. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you aren't already or if you want to. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.